O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Welcome aboard. It's a beautiful Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling good wherever you are tuning in to the program. We are live from beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, sir. And, of course, the second floor poker room. That's what she said. And we are here having some fun. Folks are playing poker, watching the races around the country, any baseball games. Remember, you could get the Hialeah app and bet on those baseball games. Bet on the tracks. We got the ladies ready to take your wager there. Champion Simulcast Center. Got the loose slots downstairs. All kinds of stuff going on. And then, of course, we got the giveaways here. Like I think it's like $500, right? Every 2 hours now in the afternoon here. Yep, chance to win $500 every 2 hours. Weekends, it's $1,000. So pretty cool thing. Lots of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of Dolphins stuff. Of course, we're now in camp. We got a lot of things to talk about. We won't be doing the silly ups and downs. Who's up, who's down. Yeah, in the second day with no pads, we got who's up, who's down. You know what who's up? When the second day with no pads, if there's nobody injured, it's up. If somebody's injured, that's down. That's about it. No, don't listen to any of the gibberish. They've got to fill some space. That's why they do that. But, no player is really shining right now, and no player is really depressing right now. Unless, they're injured, or Byron Matos, the young man from the Dominican Republic. He is in stable condition. He's moving all his extremities. They're keeping him in the hospital. for precautionary reasons to make sure everything's all right. So, that's the kind of stuff. That's the negative stuff. It's what's it called? Artie Burns, torn ACL. That's the stuff you worry about at this time in camp. Somebody caught a deep ball or somebody beat somebody on a rush or something. It's stupid right now. Seriously. And it's because I get it. We're so hungry and desperate for football that we want to do anything to feel good about our teams. But then the flip side of that is you allow some of the negativity to completely cloud the whole situation when it's too early for that. I'll give you an example. Connor hasn't practiced the first 2 days. The center. Well, no, it's not Connor. It's Brewer. I'm sorry. Connor was the other one. Brewer hasn't practiced for 2 days. Am I concerned right now because he's got a sleeve on? Dude, they don't play till September. He's an experienced center. Unless you tell me he's out for several weeks, then that's fine. But if he's out there on the field watching, he's got a sleeve, it's because there's no hurry to rush him back right now, which there isn't. Aaron Brewer's already proven he played well last year. Fine, I'm not in a hurry, but it's to create that sensationalism and that concern when right now we don't know if you should be concerned or not. It might just be a little tweak and they're giving, or maybe it's just precautionary and they're saying, hey man, we don't need you here these first couple of days. This is a good time to give the other guys some reps, including the guy we just signed to replace Eichenberg. He can get some reps at center too now. That's what this is for. It's for Ezukama to get reps. It's not for Tyreek Hill. Is he getting a lot of reps? No. Why would I want Tyreek Hill running around in late July? I don't need him running around in late July. As long as he's not running around the streets, impregnating women and breaking IG models' legs, that's what we're talking about here. But let's not overreact on all this stuff. I get it, dude. The media, they have a job to do. They've got to fill space. Their editors will ride their ass, so they write all these silly stories, and I'll call it out, and I call it like it is. But let's not overreact. And number one overreaction. All right, let's go with this one now. Here's the number one overreaction so far in Dolphins camp. And I pointed this isn't hindsight. I pointed this out a couple weeks ago. I even asked Furones this. And I'll ask you again, Sean. At any point, does Zach Sieler say he was unhappy? At any point, did he demand a contract extension?
No.
At any point, was he going to hold out or was he threatening or anything? No. So none of the stuff you saw with other players happened with Zach Sieler. But yet, remember how I even wrote it down, right? Remember the headlines? Zach Sieler deserves a raise and his peers are watching. Will Dolphins negotiate with Zach Sieler in good faith? The team that we constantly make fun of because all they do is give out money to people. Zach Sieler went to the podium today. And, of course, the media dying to have a story, dying to stir it up, even though the agent hasn't said anything publicly, Zach Sieler hasn't said anything publicly. He signed this contract. He's under contract. And by the way, did we not set the reality of the scenario here? They have no money, but there's a chance later on in the season to open up for space. Because they don't want to do it with Tua right now, which is smart. You can't guarantee any more of Tua's money. You have to wait till Tua shows you for a couple of years that he's not going to play stupid anymore. Then you can gamble a little bit more on him. But for now, you can't because he can talk a good game about all that, but he has to show it to us on a consistent. Not even for a year. A year is not good enough because he did it for a year. But he went back to being stupid Tua from Alabama, and then now stupid Tua that wants to throw his body around all over the place. Okay, so you got to wait and see. But they go out there, they try to create the whole thing with Sieler. And let's play the soundbite. Zach Sieler asked today about his situation and his contract. Okay? And first of all, he talks about feeling respected with the team. Okay? Go ahead, Sean. Play that.
We have more than we ever imagined. I'm beyond blessed from these last 7 years alone. My wife and I love how our life has turned out, and it's just been awesome. Now I do feel like I do feel that respect coming, and I think I've earned it. I know I've earned it. And I think something we always joke about, my wife and I, is I played at D2. Christian likes to tell me that all the time. He still does. He told me that before we started camp. I was cut twice, all that stuff. I know I have the best years ahead of me. I didn't play for 3 years in the NFL. I only played 2.5 in college. So you really think about it, like I got less years on my belt than some rookies do. So I really feel like my best years are ahead of me, and I have all that knowledge and experience in the last 7 years. So I'm really excited to see what this next few years have in store.
He feels fine. He feels respected. He's in good place. I told you guys, there's no space now, right? But I don't think this is a team that's going to be challenging for a playoff spot anyway. So later on in the season, when you're approaching the trading deadline, Chubb's playing well, Tyreek's playing well. Those are players that you're going to trade. You're not keeping Chubb long-term. You're keeping Phillips and Chop long-term. Chubb will end next year probably in the offseason. So trade him now if he's playing well and try to get a pick for him, and they get a pass rusher. And Tyreek, if he's playing well and out of trouble, which is really hard to ask for, then by the trading deadline, you'll be able to move Tyreek for another pick, which is what they've been doing, stockpiling. That's it. So Zach Sieler asked about where his contract stands. Go ahead, Sean.
I mean, so God's blessed me with amazing seasons here in Miami. I'm so fortunate to have the time I've had here and continue to have here. Obviously, all that stuff is between me and the team. What I really care about is getting out there on the field with the guys and building that camaraderie and leadership with them. Getting to play next to KG, JP again, Chubb, Chop, all those guys. It's so good to be out there with those guys. I mean, summer's great and all, but after a while you kind of start going crazy. And it's so nice to get here, get in a routine again, and really start to build that camaraderie with the guys again. So it's been a blessing.
Zach, if I could just kind of briefly follow there. Obviously, guys have their own decision making when they handle their business. You saw how John Newman's situation happened earlier with him sitting out in the trade. Why did you make the route you made?
So I'm not going to talk to anyone else's decision. I think everyone's decision is their own path, their own journey. I have my path, my journey, and I think that, prayed about it a bunch, talked to my wife, talked to my family, and, end of the day, I'm going to be me. What got me to this point, what's got me here so far, and that's what I'm going to do every day. So that's how I take this approach.
Thank you, sir. You're the best. He knows he'll get his money. Dolphins will pay him. I'm not even concerned about that. It's about taking the level-headed approach, about looking at everything the right way. They don't have the money yet. They'll have the money down the line. If not in the offseason, they'll take care of him, and they'll give him a nice, handsome contract, and he'll be taken care of. What was the theme in the offseason leading into the draft? What did I tell you they needed to do? Get players that can translate to any coaching staff, right?
Yes.
Defensive tackle, guards. Does Jonnu Smith translate to the next offensive coordinator? We don't know. And he'll be 31. So they didn't want to commit. But Zach Sieler translates to any defensive coordinator. And by the way, your defensive coordinator will be your head coach. Savanaya translates. Grant translates. It's what they're doing. Pay attention to what they're doing. Don't even pay attention to what they're saying, because what they say is one thing and what they do is something else. But there's Zach Sieler. And as much as the media tried to stir it up, it wasn't the player having a problem with the coach like the cornerback was having. It wasn't a problem that the tight end came out because he had a bad contract his agent negotiated, and all of a sudden he outplayed that contract at 30 years old, and he goes, I can't play on this team that probably is not going to compete for a champ, for sure not a championship, not even a playoff spot. and I'm going to ruin this year, and he had to get out. Zach Sieler is going to be here for a long time. And they know it, and Zach Sieler knows it, and I'm sure Drew knows it at this point. And that's why there's nothing going on, and there is nothing going on. Why raise hell when you can't do anything about it? They don't have the money. What are you going to do, hold out and create a problem? No, dude, he's a team guy. He's a leader. He's going to play. He's going to show by example, and they'll pay him like they do. When they don't pay somebody, it's because they made the decision that they don't want the player. It's never because they were cheap. The Wilkins decision was a professional decision. He wasn't worth the money, and I completely agreed with that. Did I agree with Van Ginkel? Hell no, dude. I mean, nobody was a bigger Van Ginkel guy than I was since he was drafted. I'm the one that was sitting here. Remember we used to argue with Omar Kelly and Omar? Oh, I don't see it. I used to tell him, what the hell are you talking about? I would go back and forth with Omar, and obviously I was right about Van Ginkel, and he was dead ass wrong about Van Ginkel. So, it's relax. Let's not create the hassle that or a problem that isn't there. They'll pay the guy, dude. They'll take care of him. It's not a big deal. Whether they make good decisions or bad decisions, that's a whole other conversation. But it's never about being cheap or, will they negotiate in good faith? Well, it's funny how you criticize a guy for giving a bad contract, and then we're criticizing a team for giving a good contract because they have the Sieler contract has been a steal. One of the best steals in the NFL. The Jonnu Smith deal last year was a steal. The Calais Campbell contract was a steal. It's never balanced out, but that's kind of the way it goes. But kudos to Zach Sieler, and I'm glad that it's now come to light, and now the entire media can stop with their the sensationalism of this whole thing, that there was never any kind of animosity. There was never going to be a holdout. Oh, will he practice? Oh, will they be fair with him and all that bullshit? It's all over. Okay. Yes.
Did you see how careful I think he felt he had to say this stuff?
Yeah.
Like on the one, he was like, I wanted to feel respected. And he said the team's respecting me. Like, he's got to go back because he knows if they say one thing,
then they take it and they run with it.
And he did the same thing on one of the other parts. Oh, when he says, I've loved my time with the Dolphins. I'm still with the team. And then he's like, I'm still on the team. Like, it just feels
because he has to watch it, because then they'll take pieces of it and then twist it and aggregate it and then try to create something that there's nothing there, dude. When there's something there, we'll tell you that there's something there. By the way, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom will also tell you there's something there when those insurance companies aren't doing what they're supposed to. And right now we got hurricane season going on, and it's rain season, and that can create problems. Never, ever call the insurance companies when you've got a claim. You call Welt and Rayom first. They send their own adjusters. They assess the real problem that's going on, not the adjusters that the stinking insurance companies send. Those people work for the insurance company. They don't work for your ass. You call Welt and Rayom. They send their adjusters, and then they call the insurance company, and you never have to deal with the insurance company. It's the only thing you do? You pick up a check at their offices. 954-966-4646. We have listeners in Central Florida that have called and won cases. We have listeners in the West Coast with the last couple of storms that are winning cases and are in the process of winning more cases, and plenty here in South Florida over the last 5 years here on the platform. These guys are amazing. They are the bookend tackles you want. They are the defensive ends that will put on the rush. 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. It's Welt and Rayom. All right. Well, on a lighter side on the show, we have created a new segment on the show. And we figure, sometimes we get people that come to the podiums and they just babble and they talk gobbledygook. And sometimes you wonder, what is wrong with that person? What are they talking about? Are they drunk? Are they high? What is it? You know, it's none of that. But we figured we'd have a lot of fun with it. And so we have a new segment. It's called Stoned at the Podium. And our first, participant, I would say, and probably the best one, because, there'll be others down the line in the future that will add to this segment. And the editing is just absolutely beautiful. Yes. S-Man, you were amazing. But anyway, not you, S-Man, another S-Man. Well, actually, you also helped out S-Man on the others, on the video side. But anyway, obviously edited. We're going to have some fun. Here is Mike McDaniel, Stoned at the Podium.
Now, Stoned at that podium. Let's get it.
Well, I've kind of talked about this. It's hard to totally paint the picture, but inherent to my entire life is assumed improvement, development, and growth. That's how one goes from on the outside looking in, figuring out a way to follow your dreams. So in that, my expectation for myself is that I'm never a finished product, and that you're always learning from life. I absolutely agree with Tyreek Hill in that he has had some very, very real reflection, and up until this point, today, all he's shown me is relentless commitment to dictating the conversation moving forward based on myself. I can't expect players to develop. For me, I don't see a world where I can reliably expect people to develop if I'm not developing myself. So I don't results don't, regardless winning season, losing season. My expectation is that the team is getting a better version of myself, and I demand a steady evolution for everybody involved, including the fan base and you, sweet reporters.
I've heard this thing like 7 times, and I am trying to actually oh my God, I'm trying to get numb from it, and I cannot, bro. That was fantastic. Oh God, I have laughed every single time. I almost crashed the car on the way here when I was listening to it. I was like, it was just one of those where your eyes watered up and I couldn't even see the road. It was just too much, bro. Wow, that was great. That was just fantastic. Oh my God. Is that a keeper as a segment? By the way, do we keep that as a segment? Because I think McDaniel's gonna. Yeah. There'll be some other people that will get into it, and we'll do it. But there's no doubt that McDaniel was just that was great, bro. That was fantastic. Oh my God. Wow, that was too much. Oh my God. Thumbs up. Oh, we only got 37 likes. I mean, really? Seriously? Come on, guys. We're working for you here. I think I got a contact high, Brian. Yes. There's no doubt. I am simply high just from listening to that minute and a half of. That was just too much, man. That was too much. Oh my God. Anyway, so there you go. That is our new segment, Stoned at the Podium. And something tells me that Mike McDaniel will be contributing to this segment many, many more times in the future because nobody rambles like that, man. What the hell was he talking about there? When asked about Tyreek's maturity and his maturity, and then he ends with the fans maturing and you beautiful media. Can you play like the last? Can you like you can't? You have to play the whole thing. You can't forward after you start it. I was gonna say like you play like the last 30 seconds. Because in the last 30 seconds, he like picks it up a lot. And you guys noticed, right? The room got much more smoke. It built up throughout the entire conversation. There was a cumulonimbus cloud inside the room at that point. Lenny says, oh, yeah, it's a keeper as a segment for sure. Looking forward to the next person that'll be high in the podium. Yeah, this is it right here. You are correct, Kosa. He does exemplify everything that you want in a player in Zach Sieler. Ian from Brooklyn says, Big O, you are wrong for that, but yeah, so right. Come on. It had to be done, and we're the only ones to do it. Okay? My nose is running from crying.
Now, Stoned at that podium. Let's get it.
Well, I've kind of talked about this. It's hard to like.
You can't, huh? You can't? Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Although, yeah, you could make it like you can make sound bites out of that. You can make some sound bites out of that too. Yeah, that's actually funny. Any chance you could be the Stoned at the podium with your blind ass fan alert somehow? That doesn't really like jive. That's not really what it's about. It's not, one doesn't go with the other. Stoned at the podium is when somebody kind of rambles on and answers a question that they go in like other directions and they go into a diatribe and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's where we got to go.
Like you asked about yourself and Tyreek, and somehow you turned it into the fans maturing and the media.
And
the reporters.
Yes, and it's just like it was like the weirdest.
Not only the media, the pretty media.
Yes,
yeah, pretty reporters.
He has to like.
Oh no, he said sweet reporters. That's right.
That's it, sweet reporters. But he has to think and generate an answer instead of just, whatever. Why are you practicing early? Oh, well, and he'll go into an answer for like 2 minutes on why he's practicing early. And at the end, it's just beat traffic. And, actually beat the rain too. Why? That's really what you want.
He had this stuff where like, oh, they got to walk the turf. And I'm like, dude, beat the traffic. Tell them what it is.
Yeah, bro. Just, you want to get in early and out earlier. And that's it. Yeah. So that's, it was funny. It's funny. Great job, guys. Just great job on the editing. Let's see what we got here on the chat board. NorCal is in. He's hitting it. He's hitting the gym and everything. Jamie Zorria in Mexico. Jeff in Long Island. Relentless is in. Yes. Hulk Hogan, Chuck Mangione, Ozzy Osbourne, and who? And Malcolm Jamal Warner.
What's great is like, Malcolm had the tragic drowning, then Ozzy. Yeah, yesterday morning, I believe it was. I don't know about when the other, but I went and I said, okay, that's two. Who's going to be the third?
Yeah.
And then today I got the text.
And then Chuck Mangione.
Well, I didn't know about Mangione at the time, but so Hogan was the third.
Like, wow, dude. Like, what a sad week, bro. And I'm at that age. I'm at that generation where all those people are. I'm not a wrestling guy. That's more for him. Like, to me, Hulk Hogan is more Thunderlips. I didn't watch. I don't watch wrestling. I didn't watch wrestling. I don't watch wrestling. So, to me, he has no impact in that sense. I know he's a larger than life wrestling character, maybe the number one wrestling character in the history of wrestling. I don't know, unless you compare him to Dusty Rhodes back in the day and all that kind of stuff, right? But it just no, because of TV and everything.
Not only that, but he did two things for wrestling. One, he made it mainstream,
right,
with Vince back in the day with Hulkamania, Say Your Prayers, Take Your Vitamins, all that stuff. Then, when wrestling was kind of plateauing a little bit, he turned heel, probably one of the best heel turns ever. And then he revitalized the wrestling business, which brought the WWE to the Attitude Era, which brought wrestling to where it is today. So he did twice. He revitalized the business. Again, this is Hulk Hogan, the performer, not talking about the other part of it. But the other in the wrestling industry, he revolutionized the sport twice, because WWE was on the brink of closing the doors. And then they piggybacked off the NWO thing, went to the Attitude Era, got a little bit more raunchier, and that saved them.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have happened if Hulk Hogan, because let's be honest, when WCW signed Hulk Hogan, he was floundering as the red and yellow, because it wasn't the same Hulk Hogan you got in WWF at the time, WWE. Then that change revitalized Hogan and revitalized the industry.
I know he's as big as it gets, period. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that, dude. That's for sure. For me, obviously, it didn't affect me in that way, because I never watched wrestling to that point. I just know him more as Thunderlips, and then the dude that did all kinds of stupid shit now lately and in the latter part of his career. And then Chuck Mangione, I'm seeing Lisa says, Rochester jazz musician Chuck Mangione, my cousin, passed away yesterday. It was just announced. I didn't know he was your cousin. Damn, I'm sorry, Lisa. I did a show with Chuck Mangione. Yeah, I did it in Fort Lauderdale Beach. It was, I don't know, I was the MC, and I introduced Chuck. I introduced the band before Chuck, and then I was making announcements for. Was this the same weekend as the Blue Angels and all that other stuff, air show? I think it might have been the same weekend of the air show, and like it wraps up the day with the concert. And I was working for 940 Wins, I believe, back in those days. This was a long time ago. It was 30 years ago. And I remember, and I hosted. I was the MC for that event, and I got to meet Chuck Mangione, which for me, obviously, feels so good. Was just amazing back in the 70s, and so it was really, really cool to get to meet him, and then introduce him. So that was my only interaction with Chuck Mangione, just at one time. But I was a fan. Obviously, I listened to his music for many years. And sorry for your loss, Lisa. Just a rough week, man. Malcolm Jamal Warner was young, dude. He was 54 years old, man. It's just terrible, man. Terrible. Let's see what we got here. Brian Landis, Frankie Fresco, Horn Dog, Think Blue Dodgers checking in. Soldier of God. Let's see. The Clueless Finns paid Tiny, injured Tua. They paid Ronald McDonald, our clown coach. And they paid Tyreek. Yeah, they pay everybody. Yeah, everybody. Willie in Colombia. What else? Akshar, good afternoon to you, sir. Pat in Asheville. Pat goes, I know what's coming. He heard it before everybody else. Pep is in. Jay Slim. Lenny Pena. Steven Gonzalez. White man from town. see who else I see in the chat board. I like it. McDaniel's starting to give off beta vibes. I don't know about that, bro. You know. Let's see. Luis Notade. You got a big old box coming your way. I sent it yesterday, Luis, by the way. What else do we have? Hector Carrillo. Who else? Skyler and Denardo Joseph. Afternoon to you all out there. Let's see. Frankie is asking about the Cavender twins getting breast implants. I had no idea. No idea.
It didn't pop up on any of your streams?
I did not see that. That would have been something I would have noticed.
It was one of them was awake, and then they're messing with the other one because she wasn't off of
the drugs.
Anesthesia. Yeah, so she's there like. Ugh.
So they both got enhancements.
I'm going off. I only saw the bed. I didn't see the
no more athletics then.
Oh no, come on. That was over as soon as the senior year of.
I don't know.
That's why they didn't, I believe, didn't want to go in to do the other
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, it takes a toll on your body.
Takes toll on your body, and to do that.
Plus, they've already made so much money that
that's what I'm saying. They got so much money already.
They have
a lot of people use that as the springboard to get.
Yeah, they're already there. They're already there, dude.
Don't need
Please. So, Frankie, you know anything about my history? One of my sponsors is Dr. Ari Crow. Not now, but he was in the past. And he's a great surgeon and does plastic surgery and breast enhancements. And so after my wife had our daughter, she had a surgery, and it was kind of a corrective / enhancement. And it was cool. And my slogan was, why buy diamonds when you can buy mountains? Enough said. So that's all you need to know. So the bigger, the better. Nothing wrong with me. I'm good with that. So there you go. Why buy diamonds when you can buy mountains? And some folks actually, the diamond's really nice, but the mountains are much better because everybody enjoys them. So just a thought for you out there. She's asking for a diamond, but she doesn't have mountains. Which one might be better? Just a thought. I'm just saying. Let's see. Big O, my first purchased album ever was Black Sabbath, Master of Reality. Early 70s with Ozzy, obviously. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, I love the Jugs machine. It's my favorite. In 5th and 6th grade, I was a huge Hulkamaniac. From 10th to 12th grade, I used to fall asleep to Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads tribute. My mom would get so pissed off. LOL. Big O, do you remember Durio Harris? Of course, dude. Good player. Good player. Stoned at the podium reminds me of politicians answering but not answering questions in front of Congress with mindless ramblings. We might include that in there. If I catch, I'm just telling you, while I'm cruising around, if I catch in any kind of press conference, any kind, and it could be, I don't give a shit if it's the Heat. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's whatever, dude. Okay? You know me. I make fun of everybody. Everybody. Some guy sent me something about Biden's book is out. And I said, you know how they have the hard cover? Well, and with Biden, they have the Depends cover. This is what they have. So I make fun of everything. So, yes, it could be anything that, when somebody doesn't want to answer and ramble, you are correct, sir. It could be like that idiot Kava that runs the city here. It could be anything. Although the Kava one is a little bit more limited, so it won't. Most people won't. That'll only affect like the local people, and we have a lot of people that sometimes are listening abroad. Know what I'm saying? Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, Chainlink or Solana also. And we always appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Many ways to, and don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button too. That's another way to support the show. As for Ethereum is up 4% to 37.34. Bitcoin is over 119,000, 119,184. And the market right now, the Dow is up a beautiful 507 points. The S&P is up 49, and the NASDAQ is down barely half a point. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. 786-618-1443. Call Alan Blanco if you need custom printing and embroidery. Saturday night, 7:15, it's Chase Stadium, Inter Miami hosting Cincinnati. Also on Saturday, Miami FC at Pitbull Stadium will be hosting South Georgia. Yesterday, a game that I had no idea was going on, the MLS All-Star game. The MLS All-Stars beat Liga Mexico All-Stars 3-1. Dolphins offensive lineman Byron Matos has movement in all extremities and is in stable condition. So good news for the 24-year-old, but they are still holding him and checking him out. The Jets QB suffering a toe injury, man. What?
It's another thing. Justin Fields carted off the field. I was like, oh, damn, this is going to be a bad. And then, come back and it's like, oh, toe. Somebody stepped on his toe.
Yeah.
Oh, walk it off, man.
They say dislocated or
yeah,
I don't know.
One of them big boys step on it.
Apparently, you're not supposed. It won't be sidelined too long or whatever. But the problem is those toe things. It's scary, bro. It's scary. So that's the thing. All right. And an MRI sadly confirms that Artie Burns, the cornerback, has suffered a torn ACL. Dolphins, in turn, they went and signed Cornell Armstrong, a player they drafted back in 2018, hasn't played in 3 years, an 8-year veteran out of Southern Miss. And that, of course, they shouldn't miss a beat, of course. Yes. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Wow. Oh, man. League caught up to our offense last year, and I know our midseason adjustments aren't good, but shouldn't we have a lot of hope McDaniels will once again outsmart other teams this year with an off season? Why do you lie to yourself with that? And by the way, why are you repeating the same thing that makes no sense whatsoever? Nobody caught up to McDaniel. McDaniel is not smart enough to actually run a real offense. And because you don't run the ball, okay, that's why his offense doesn't work. That's why they can stay back. There's no respect. Stop repeating the stuff that people write about, and it makes no sense whatsoever. Nobody caught up to McDaniel. The bottom line is McDaniel doesn't know how to run an offense. He just got lucky early on, and he's lucky that he has Tua as a quarterback. That's the other misconception out there. Oh, McDaniel made Tua. No, he didn't, dude. Tua won a national championship without his sorry ass. What McDaniel did was he gave him the freedom that he actually believed in the guy instead of having a coach that hated him. There's just so much misinformation out there. And then you've got people like Mr. Shobani repeating just stuff that makes no sense, dude. McDaniel is not a good enough coach. He's not smart, dude. And if you didn't learn that, A couple years ago, when the Chargers blanked his ass, it took him a year later to answer the guy. Not in a half, a year later. And that was the start of the end for McDaniel, how people started to figure out what he was doing because he has no offense. His offense is just pass happy. If you don't run the ball for the 4 billionth time, this is why Dan Marino didn't win jack shit. It's not a Tua thing. It's a Dolphins thing. They don't run the ball. You go nowhere. And that's normal for the Miami Dolphins. And it's just something that a lot of you fans, you still haven't figured out that if you can't run the damn ball, you will never, ever have the success that you would love to have. And that's it. It's not that they caught up to him. It's that he hasn't caught up to actually what an NFL offense looks like. He thinks he can change it, and you don't change the game. The game is the same. You must dominate at the line of scrimmage. That's what Philadelphia did. This is why the Eagles make the quarterback and the coach interchangeable. Jalen Hurts ain't shit, dude. He's a tough kid, got a great body. You can smash him into 1 or 2 yards in that stupid tush push. You only need him to make a couple of passes, and then he has to run 50, 60, 70 yards. That's it. He can't win a game from the pocket staying there because he's not a real passer. Just like Nick Foles couldn't do it either. And Peterson and Sirianni, they're interchangeable too. It's Howie. He understands I'm going to build dominant offensive lines and dominant defensive lines. I'm going to go trade for Saquon Barkley, and I'm going to go out and win myself a Super Bowl. And that's exactly what he did. A lot of you need to learn football, Mr. Shobani. Okay? If you don't run, you're not winning jack crap in the NFL. Let's see. Josher in the house. Dougie Fresh says, I'm watching Peter Jackson's Beatles documentary, Get Back. It magnifies the importance of team. Ringo, Peacekeeper, George, Young Talent, Paul, Taskmaster, John, Old Genius. Yeah. Yeah, everybody had a role. Yeah. Pat says, if they're able to run the ball, it will change the season for the Dolphins. Amen? It will change everything about the Dolphins. If they're able to run the ball, like run when you want to run. Pep, thank you for the love in the super chat, sir. Appreciate you immensely. Thank you. Great show. Thanks to you, sir, not to me. Or you can thank Sean, not to me. Yeah, it's true, Lenny. He won a national championship without him. Like, give me a break. He sent Jalen Hurts packing. It's like the stupidest shit in the world, like thinking like McDaniel made Tua. No, dude, what McDaniel was like a real coach. Okay, I believe in you. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with your kids. That's what you're supposed to do with your team, your players. You can't have a head coach that literally goes out of his way to hate you, bro, and not want you. How in the hell can you survive like that? You can't. Dumbest shit in the world, and people repeat it all the time. Oh, McDaniel made Tua. Bullshit, dude. If McDaniel would make Tua, he would have made Huntley a decent quarterback. He would have made something out of Thompson. He would have known that Thompson couldn't play for 3 fucking years. Think about that. Think about how stupid it is when somebody says he made Tua, the guy that won a national championship, okay, when he can't make any other quarterback. Andy Reid, I think he makes quarterbacks, right? Something tells me. I don't know. That's a guy that makes a quarterback. But a guy that didn't know that Thompson couldn't play did not elevate to a dumbass. Okay? So when any silly beat writer puts that in his story, they're full of shit. Okay? Mike McDaniel doesn't make jack shit happen. He's a goofball back there. He doesn't even know what down it is in a playoff game. He didn't even know that Thompson couldn't play. Yet he's going to make Tua. You mean the guy that was one of the top quarterbacks in high school? You mean the guy that sent Jalen Hurts packing his ass to Oklahoma and won a national championship? He made him. Yet he didn't know how to dumb down the offense for Huntley. How does that make any sense? He was the run coordinator in San Francisco. He wasn't like the quarterback's coach. Like, he has no examples of developing any quarterback. He only is a detriment to his quarterbacks, including Tua. Never gets to play in on time, can't develop a run game, doesn't believe in strong guards and centers. This was the first year that it took the GM to finally take the reins and say, no more cutting corners on guards. And then it's like the most asinine thing, but because a lot of media members are maybe afraid to think for themselves or actually be a little controversial, because it actually means that you might be, instead of being a sheep and repeating what everybody else says, why don't you look at the situation? Like the Sieler thing. And the entire media is making it out to be a situation, and it was never like that. But bro, you make it that when you have proof that it's a tough situation, the player's pissed, all that. No, but the media wanted to create adversity. And here they want to create like some kind of sympathy for McDaniel, like he's some freaking genius or something. And all he's proven constantly is that he's a dumbass. Does he have intelligent qualities to him? Of course, bro. Of course he's a smart guy. Yes, he can drop some amazing plays, but he has no idea when to use them and how to use them. He doesn't know how to counter. And he certainly didn't make Tua. Okay? Every time I hear that, it's like, give me a break, dude. That is selective argument without any foundation whatsoever. Because all you have to do, whenever they tell you, oh, he made Tua, you go, really? What other quarterback did he make, bro? Because I must have missed that. And then that's when they're going to go. So I saw Tua accomplish more with Saban than I did with this idiot. So let's do a little more thinking for ourselves and stop being lazy and repeating what some of the lazy media keeps saying. And I'll call them out for you. Since I'm in the media, I'll call them out for you because I don't care, bro. But let's use our brains here, man. He made Tua. That's some dumbass shit, dude. Let's see. In an alternative universe, Coach Flo is our DC, McDaniel's our OC, and Mike Vrabel's. Nah, I don't want McDaniel anywhere in OC either. He's not an OC. He doesn't know how to put together a game plan. Doesn't know how to attack. He doesn't know how to counter. I disagree completely, Akshar. I don't want him anywhere near my team anymore. McDaniels, to me, is not even a position coach. I don't want him anywhere near my team. I've given up on that guy a while back. What else do we have here? It's unforgivable for McDaniel to have Skylar Dumpson sitting there for 3 years and not know the guy sucked major butt crack. Yep. That shows you he's not the guy. You know? Big O, South Park is making fun of Donald Trump. Do you think Trump will now sue South Park? Well, it'll be a good distraction. Like that's what they're doing now, throwing every distraction possible. What list? That list. Oh, that list is not important. There's nobody on that list. Why are we doing this? Come on. Oh, man. Karoon says if they aired McDaniel's interviews during the home games, we could lull defenses to sleep and win some games. It's a good point. It's a good point. But then again, the fan base also will fall asleep too. You know what I'm saying? Pat in Nashville is going to be in his seat like this. You know, NorCal is going to be. You ever seen a guy with orange hair fall asleep in a stand? That's not a good look. Not a good look. They're going to make memes about NorCal because he's asleep. It'll stand out. It'll stand out like a couple in a Coldplay concert. Yeah. NorCal, when you fall asleep, just put on the hoodie or something like that, because then they're going to catch you and they're going to put you on the Jumbotron and all that. Yeah, if you put that Mike McDaniel press conference during the game, the team could fall asleep. I'm surprised that McDaniel doesn't create cokeheads out of all his players. How do they even stay up while he's rambling on?
I mean, that's what happens in the team meetings.
They
falls asleep.
They really need that offensive line coach back here. If they could bring the offensive line coach back, I think that's how we can keep everybody. Yeah, we counteract McDaniel. The offensive line coach is laying out the lines. And then, it's kind of the way it goes. Yeah, he did literally take the job. Yeah, I'm a line coach. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, buddy. You are a line coach. No doubt about that. By the way, tomorrow we're going to be at Acura Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And right now, the Integra, the 2025 model, you can get it for $299 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The ADX, brand new sedan, it's really sharp. 4.9% financing for 60 months, $349 a month. You can get electrified with the ZDX. And by the way, they still have some 2024 models in. 0% financing for 72 months. That is awesome. The RDX 2025 model, my wife has one. She'll have it for a few more months. She'll get rid of it sometime in early 2026. Got to get her a new car. $419 a month, 4.9% financing for 60 months. By next year, when she gets rid of her car, it'll be 16 years. They're reliable as hell, dude. They're tanks. Tanks. So check it out. Go out there. Check out the certified pre-owned vehicles. Go see Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out there. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber, they run the service center, and they do an awesome job. So if you own or lease an Acura vehicle, great place to take it. Tell them that Big O sent you at Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. 305 Sports, thank you for the love on the super chat. Says McDaniel developed Tua, what was written by one of the clowns who credited Adam Gase for Peyton Manning's success in Denver. Remember that? That's right. Peyton Manning, he threw 50 touchdowns with Adam Gase.
Your buddy with Green Bay, I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, Joe Philbin?
Joe Philbin,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It was Tom Clements developing other quarterbacks. It's like
architect.
We bring Philbin in. It's just... and by the way,
we always pick the bad one, right?
And that when they hired Philbin, that was the talk. And I kept telling everybody, bro, he doesn't develop any quarterbacks. Tom Clements is the guy who develops the quarterbacks. He only helps in the play design. He didn't even call the plays, Philbin. He only, during the week, he would help the coach put together the game plan, but he wasn't calling anything. And then we hire him. Like, he's some offensive genius. And it's like, and I talked to the people in Green Bay, and they're freaking out, like, why would you guys hire this guy? So, yeah, this is who we are. That's why I laugh. Oh, yeah, no, he made Tua. Bullshit, dude. He didn't make Tua. Come on, man. I know it's my fault for watching these idiots talking heads, but they made too much of a big deal about Tua's comments about Tyreek. The guy said, well, let's address that, Lenny, because I have that as one of my topics I want to talk about today. The Miami Dolphins lack something. They've lacked it for 40 years. It's called balls. There's a reason why when the moments get tough, okay, against the Washington Redskins and the Diesel, I'm not talking about Shaq, okay? Go do your homework. Where I'm talking about the San Francisco 49ers, or where I'm talking about the Bills in the 90s, in the early 90s, or I'm talking about today's Bills, or I'm talking about moments against Baltimore, or getting owned by New England, or whatever it is, for 40 years, the Dolphins have been the softest team on the field. They're the ones that fold. They're the ones that get stripped by Joe Theismann when they have the interception in their hands. Okay? That's who the Dolphins have been for 40 freaking years. No toughness, no nothing. And what do we hear nowadays? Every time it's all gobbledygook and everybody's nice and everything will be all right and all that kind of stuff. And finally, because the players or the head coach or even the front office or the owner, they will never say a bad thing about anybody. And you know what? Tyreek Hill deserves to get constantly ripped. And finally, somebody had the balls. And if there's something that you could never, ever, 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 ever question about Tua Tagovailoa, don't ever question his balls. You might question his sanity. You might question his logic. You could question his intelligence when he's going after somebody that intercepted the ball and trying to tackle him or taking on somebody. That's where you can question his intelligence. Or hanging on to the football back there for 5 seconds. Question his intelligence. Never question his balls. Never question his balls. This is the guy that gets 2 ankle surgeries and says, no, let's wrap it with titanium wraps. So it never happens again. This is the crazy sumbitch that blows out his hip and you and I would struggle to go to work for the rest of our lives. He's ready to get slammed by Michael Brockers 10 months later in a Dolphins uniform behind a terrible offensive line and a head coach that hates him. This is the guy that is stupid enough to go chase somebody that intercepted him. So balls, he does not lack at all. Intelligence, common sense, logic, whatever you want to call. Open season. But at least what he did with Tyreek, he drew the line in the sand. Where he said, yeah, that's nice, Papa, but it don't mean shit. And somebody had to say it. Because Bradley Chubb won't say it. None of the other players will say it. The head coach won't say it. The front office won't say it. So, since Tua is the guy and has to be the guy, he has to check people. So I disagree with you. I think it was extremely important. Marino would call you out, not publicly like Tua did. He would never do that, by the way. Now, on the field, if you effed up, Marino was going to call you out. Now, he wasn't going to call somebody on defense or anything. That's not Dan's style. But if you dropped the ball, ran the wrong route or whatever, he was going to get pissed at you. And we were going to see it. And then you could ask him after, and he was going to downplay it all. He would never light up a teammate publicly. So Tua did something publicly that even Marino has never done. Disagree. For once, the Dolphins as an organization showed me some balls. It's nice. It's nice. I know it's not the most durable player. I know he's not the strongest and the biggest player of them all, but he definitely is the one guy that I know is going to run into a burning building to save something. Okay? I don't know about everybody else. I don't know about you. I don't know about me. I don't know. But I know that son of a bitch is going to run into a burning building to save somebody. Yeah. Cojones, that guy doesn't lack any of that. Not one bit. Not one bit. Oh, I got a fractured rib and a finger. No problem. I'll still go out there and play and complete a 50-yard floater out there to Waddle, I think it was. I believe it was Waddle down the left sideline. Yeah. Yeah, he's the guy that didn't practice all week, went golfing because they told him to go away, and then came back and down 21 points in Baltimore and wins the game. You know, balls, that guy does not lack one bit. Durability, that's a major problem. But I disagree with you. I love what Tua said. Finally, somebody said it. Yes, sir.
That's what Lenny was saying. He said the guy said nothing wrong at the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, but he said what needed to be said.
No, that's what he's saying. The talking heads were, I guess, I haven't watched any of the shows. He's saying talking heads were making a lot out of Tua's comments about Tyreek. The guy said nothing wrong.
I think it is a big deal. That's where I disagree with him. I think it is a big deal. Nobody shows any of these balls.
Well, no, yeah, but I think they are
point.
making the deal you made out of it.
They're making the other deal.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it like some controversy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no.
Okay.
No. This is a leader putting the law down, bro. That's what he did. And he needed to put the law down. He needed to tell Terry, no, bro, no. And that's the truth. Nothing that Tyreek says means a damn thing, dude. Every one of his words are meaningless. He has zero credibility. He is a person that we should be dying to get rid of. And somehow, some way, I feel like Crenshaw, so from back in the 80s. Someday, some way, they paid his ass. I don't know. I'll never understand that one. Never understand that one. How they that was such a terrible move. Listening to McMuffin is like listening to Ben Stein. Oh man. Justin, hello to you. J-Town, I know you don't like to repeat in your shows, but can we watch the McDaniel press conference again? We will when Steve comes. We'll play it for Steve. We got to play it for Steve. So we'll have some fun when Steve comes by in this hour. Sometime here, he'll join us at some point. Kevin Grant says, Big O, Rodgers to the Steelers are a waste of time. He won't win in Pittsburgh. He's just not the same that he was with the Packers. Not only that, Kevin, the Steelers roster is mediocre. Okay, that's a winnable game for don't they play the Steelers this year? The Dolphins? That's a winnable game, dude. I'm not telling you that they're going to win because I don't trust McDaniel. I trust Mike Tomlin better. You know what I'm saying? I trust him to make chicken salad out of chicken, because that's what he does. But his roster is not good. And by the way, I want to say something that I'm wrong about. My buddy John Linder, who was in radio for a long time, he's a big Steelers fan. He kept telling me that Tomlin had more influence in the draft than I thought he did. And I thought it was more Khan than anything else. And I talked to a guy that is on the beat, and I trust him. And he told me, dude, Tomlin is just as guilty as Omar Khan is in the front office. So that gets to the point where you've got to keep Mike Tomlin away from the personnel department. And so for me, I love his coaching, But clearly, if he's part of personnel, he's doing a shitty job, and the Steelers roster is mediocre. So even if Aaron Rodgers was pretty good, I don't think the Steelers are shit. So there you go. That's my 2 cents. They may surprise and win 9 or 10 games and sneak into the playoffs or something, but the Steelers aren't shit. They're a shell of what they used to be roster wise, top to bottom. I'm definitely not impressed whatsoever by that roster. What else do we have here? As much as I've supported Tua, I've come to the hard realization that it's almost written Tua is not just is just not the future from my beloved Dolphins. Some players just won't learn, and you know what? That's how you should think about him, because that's how he plays. He refuses to learn, and you know what? Just like Tyreek has no credibility, Tua has no credibility. Isn't that interesting? Tua has credibility as a human being, as a leader, even as a winner. Okay? All of those things he is, but he's also a liar. He's irresponsible. And when he tells us that he's going to take care of his body, he lies constantly. And Saban had these conversations with him. The Dolphins have had these conversations with him. He never learns. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. McDaniel has no credibility as a coach. He's lost it pretty much with all of us. I mean, any of you that he still has credibility, you're just being a blind ass fan, and it's just your hope in you. You know what I mean? It's cute, but it's really sad. And he has no credibility, right? And a lot of you, in your eyes, Chris Greer has no credibility for you guys. Tyreek Hill has no credibility at all. Stephen Ross, zero credibility as an owner that he'll get this thing right. And it's funny, as decent a human being, as professional as Tua is, he's also a blatant liar when it comes to his health. What a dynamic. It's a dynamic of mistrust. For one reason or the other, one might be competence, like a McDaniel. One might be incompetence, like Tyreek Hill. Or the other one can be just outright lies from Tua Tagovailoa. But either way, they have all damaged their credibility one way or the other in the fans' eyes, in the media's eyes. Maybe not all, but some, a few, one or two, but all of them have credibility issues in everybody's eyes one way or the other. Sad, but it's the truth. Anyway, what can I tell y'all? Today is day number 18,777 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi trophy. And so far throughout the offseason, I have pointed out that the Dolphins are playing a game within the game. The media is dying for you to go out and sign somebody and trade for this player, and you're doing none of that. The fans, oh my God, we need a corner. Well, guess what? Artie Burns blows out his ACL, and all we hear about is Rasul Butler, and all we hear about is Asante Samuel Jr. and others that are available. And they go out and sign Cornell Armstrong out of Southern Miss, who they drafted in 2018 in the 6th round. This is what they signed to replace him. Jonnu Smith, your Pro Bowl tight end, says he needs a new contract. You say, no problem, we'll trade you. You get you make your trade for your corner, and you're getting a pick for next year. It's not helping you this year. During the draft, you trade a 4th rounder for a 3rd rounder next year. All your moves have been moves that have shown zero urgency. And today was another example where Artie Burns wasn't even good enough as it is. I mean, we all like him because he's a UM kid and you root for him and all that kind of stuff. But deep down inside, Artie Burns has proven that he's not. He's a failed draft pick. So he wasn't even going to be a good starter for you. And you go and get a guy that, Chris Greer knows because he drafted him back in 2018. And I keep telling you that they didn't tell you they were tanking in that first year with Flo, but you knew that they were tanking, yet Flo didn't want to tank. But the plan was all in place, and it all came out after. And the idiot just didn't figure it out. I'm talking about Flo. Well, they're not going to tell you that they're not necessarily doing what's best for Mike McDaniel to save his job. And the fact, and I get it before you get ahead of yourselves with the whole Greer thing. Well, isn't Greer making those decisions? Well, apparently Greer's safe because he has no urgency. And today, Cornell Armstrong proves, it's like another chapter to this entire offseason that shows you while you think you're playing the game to win and the media is writing the game to win, they're playing another game. They're playing a game within the game. It's almost like they're setting it up knowing that coach is not good enough to elevate these guys because this roster is not nearly as good as last year's, and it's nowhere close to roster from 2 years ago. So you have taken 2 steps back from your roster from 3 years ago. And so you would need a really special coach to elevate this group and get them into the playoffs and win a playoff game. Is that the guy you have currently in place? No. So today, your replacement corner is Cornell Armstrong. It's a game within the game, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? AJ, can we just trade the whole Dolphins? Can the Florida Panthers play football? The good thing is that October is hockey. September is training camp. October is hockey already. Well, that's good. That's good. By the middle of the season, when you know that we're not that good, hockey starts. It's good. It's good. True Fin Fan says 18,777. Man, it feels like yesterday. Bro, you've said it for quite a while sometime now. No restructuring, no big-time free agents, nothing. If you hadn't pointed it out all along, so many other things, I would have never picked up on it. They didn't sacrifice any contracts in the future, nothing. They've done nothing, bro. They have acted. Chris Greer has handled the entire offseason like he's planning for next year. Not this year. He ran this season like he's planning for next year. So how do you come back after a mediocre season when unless Mike McDaniel shocks the hell out of all of us and wins 11 games in a playoff game, which is not going to happen. Okay. One guy's planning to replace him with Weaver and move on next year, and the other guy is looking around going, wow, my team's not nearly as good as it's been. I got to find a way to coach my ass off or I'm screwed. I'm just saying, man. Instead of, this is the way I'm going to look at it. Since I'm not expecting much from them, if they shock me, fantastic. Dude, I'm a Dolphins fan. I love it. But if they don't, I'm going to be super happy. You know why? I get Weaver. And then I can start to maybe feel hopeful because now I have a guy that I think is a leader of men. Where I don't have one now. So I'm a Dolphins fan, bro. It is what it is. We're in this spot. Now I just got to hope for the best for it to turn out. Let's see. I don't think Tua's a liar. I think in the heat of the battle, his adrenaline level and competitive instincts cause him to make bad decisions. I believe his intentions are to do the right thing. I believe that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. He has to do that because he's in a position where he has to do everything. They can't run the ball. And all they do is call plays for Tyreek and Waddle because you have a head coach that is very limited. Why didn't he use Jalen Wright last year? Why didn't they keep Chris Brooks? Why didn't he use Jonnu Smith in the first month of the season? Why doesn't he get plays in on time? So do you think it hurts the quarterback that the play comes in late and he has to end up getting everybody set and run that play? He doesn't have time to have everybody set, see what they do, and then he can counter. So you think that helps him? I'm just wondering. I just wonder about some of you out there. Do you like when he had competence around him in Alabama? Didn't he make all the right decisions? Oh, because they could run the ball and they could block and they could give him block. They could give him passing lanes because your guards and your centers are protecting him and giving him space in between the players and all that. Does that go on here all the time? Are the players always lined up perfectly and all that? You know, too many of you, like you, 305 Sports, you really need to learn the game of football. It's a team game, you know? And like I told you, he didn't practice all week against Baltimore on the road, and he came back from 21 points down. Why is that? Like, is that not making the right decisions? Too many of you really don't understand football. That's the problem with y'all. You really don't understand. It's a team game, dude. Team game. Most of us say we're Dolphin fans, but over the years, I've really questioned why I am. Yeah, I know. I get it. We get beat up all the time. We never get anything good. I get it. Never in my life would I thought I'd be looking forward to hockey season. Did you see that, AJ? So true, brother. So true. I feel you, man. I feel you because basketball season is going to be garbage. You know, it's just a developmental year. Yes.
Dolphins have made some roster moves.
Oh, shit.
Of course, you just talked about the great cornerback that's the savior.
Cornell Armstrong.
They've also signed offensive lineman Obina Ease.
Okay.
E-Z-E. Not sure how you pronounce it.
Okay, because the Matos kid.
Yep. They put Artie Burns, of course, on injured reserve, and they waived offensive line Teddy Cucci.
Teddy Cucci. Okay. All right. 305 says, you totally misread that message. You said, let me see. I don't think Tua's the liar. Is that the one you know what you're talking about? Tua's a liar. I think in the heat of the battle, his adrenaline level and competitive instincts cause him to make bad decisions. I believe his intentions are to do the right thing. No, I read it completely right. He's not a guy that you're making him sound like a choker, and that's not who he is. At all. It's just he's put in a position where he's going to fail because you don't have the proper coaching, you don't have the proper structure around him. And that's it. And if you draft a quarterback, you have to understand who they are, what they can and cannot do, and then you've got to structure the right offense around them. But if you make Drew Brees do the same thing, he'll fail. But if you don't assist him with the run and blocking, then he won't have success. So I did read it perfectly right by you saying that you think that I think in the heat of the battle, his adrenaline level and competitive instincts cause him to make bad decisions. It's not it. It's just he's rushed and he's forced. You know, it's funny how people complain that he's got to get rid of it in 2 seconds when he has no choice. So then now you've put them in a corner now where every decision has to be made in 2 seconds. And everybody knows that you're mostly passing, not running, because nobody respects your run. So, all right, give me 60 seconds, and we'll be back here at Hialeah Park.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
All right. We are back.
Oh,
yes. The great Steve Calibro joining us here at Hialeah Park. You know, Steve, we added a new segment to the show today.
Oh, creative new segment.
Yes, a creative new segment because McDaniel inspired me.
Inspiration. He doesn't do that often.
No,
he doesn't do that often.
He doesn't do it, and not for the right reasons. This is all for the wrong reasons, but kind of right.
Well, you might be accurate reasons.
Yes, yes. And so, you know how he has a tendency of rambling on. So he was asked about Tyreek's comments that he has matured and that he's noticed that even McDaniel has matured too. So we figured in this rambling segment, we'd have something called Stoned at the Podium.
Stoned at the Podium.
Now, Stoned at that podium. Let's get it.
Well, I've kind of talked about this. It's hard to totally paint the picture, but inherent to my entire life is assumed improvement, development, and growth. That's how one goes from on the outside looking in, figuring out a way to follow your dreams. So in that, My expectation for myself is that I'm never a finished product, and that you're always learning from life. I absolutely agree with Tyreek Hill in that he has had some very, very real reflection. And, you know, up until this point, today, all he's shown me is relentless commitment to, you know, dictating the conversation moving forward based on myself. I can't expect players to develop. For me, I don't see a world where I can reliably expect people to develop if I'm not developing myself. So I don't results don't, regardless winning season, losing season. My expectation is that the team is getting a better version of myself, and I demand a steady evolution for everybody involved, including the fan base and you sweet reporters.
So wait a second. So first of all, he said he's never a finished product. Hey, Mike, let me tell you something. You're finished. Okay, pal? You're a finished product in Miami. You don't know it?
Oh, my God.
You haven't figured it out yet, but you're a finished product, and we're wrapping you up, and we're putting the bubble wrap in right now, and the box is going to get shipped out in some weeks ahead. Probably we should do an over-under on which week.
I got 10. I'm on the record that by week 10 he gets fired. So I'm going to go week 10 he gets fired.
I'm gonna.
That way Weaver gets 7.
Yeah. See, I think Weaver's only going to get about 4.
When's the bye week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so it's earlier.
Yeah, it's early.
It's early.
Yeah. So I think. So I'm going with week 13, and I have a reason for it. No, but 13 because it's all about numbers, right? Dan Marino was number 13. That gives Weaver 4 weeks. They think 4 weeks is enough somehow. I don't understand. So my over-under is 13 for McDaniel. I think he's finished right now.
I so do I, but that's why I think that the crap will hit the fan even before week 13. I think I'm being generous in week 10.
Well, listen, if they're 2 and 8, you're going to be right. Yeah. That's you might be.
He'll be gone before that.
Yeah, you'll be gone. But
he'll be gone before that.
I think it's week 13. I think it's more of a numeric thing. I'm going with the Miami Dolphin number scheme.
Just get me Weaver in there, bro.
Well,
let me feel better about the guy at least at the head coaching spot. Week 12 is the bye week. Oh, it's perfect.
No, it's 13.
Week 10.
Oh, she's going to get fired. So the new coach comes in.
You get the week. Yeah.
Between 12 and 13, the new coach comes in.
So you fire him a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what week is that? Madrid's week 11. So you fire him right after Madrid.
Right. He got 2 weeks.
And he's got 2 weeks, week 11.
I say, yeah. So we're right in the sweet spot. You're in the beginning. I'm in the end. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. That's the, that's it.
As long as I get Weaver by the end of this season, unless this dude wants to shock me and go to the playoffs and actually win a playoff game, which I doubt with this team is not as good as the last 2 years, dude.
No, and the O-line scares me, right? I mean, there's a little bit
depth.
of there's nothing there, but
no depth.
God forbid one guy gets hurt, two guys gets hurt.
Oh, my God, 2 guys, it's catastrophic.
It's over with.
One guy will be a problem because you don't even have a proven line yet, and so because you have a new left tackle, your right guard is coming off an injury. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to prove right now. I don't know, man. It's just
in the secondary is also.
You got a rookie at left guard.
What about the secondary?
They have no secondary.
They're going to depend on their safety.
Listen,
bet right now for Josh Allen to score 4 touchdowns in both games against us. However he does it, 3 touchdowns passing and 1 running, right?
Yeah.
2 and 2, whatever it is. Probably 3 and 1 or 2 and 2. I'm telling you, I was watching Josh Allen highlight film last night. It's scary. It's scary.
Scary for us.
Last night, after I was watching something, I was watching Seinfeld at 11 o'clock at night. I guess I was putzing around. It was 12 midnight. I look over and like Good Morning Football's on or something. It's like midnight though. I don't even know why I was up that late.
Probably replaying it.
Some kind of replay, right? And they were showing the top 10 plays of Josh Allen. No, top 10 day. It was last year's top 10 plays. I mean, the last 5 were ridiculous. You like, forget it. And then there was another thing I watched. The overrated quarterbacks. Quarterbacks that really weren't in. This is historically. Like Joe Namath was in that list.
Oh, yeah, because his stats aren't really like when you compare it to other guys, his stats aren't there.
Kirk Cousins, your boy Kirk Cousins is in there.
Yeah.
Kirk
I would call him a little overrated. See, I won't go with that with Joe.
Well, Joe accomplished something that
he won a Super Bowl, and he was the face of an entire new league that had to overcome the monster of the NFL. And he's the guy that brought big money
to players.
To players, because they paid him $400,000 to go to the Jets, plus he wanted the Lincoln with the
Cadillac. The Cadillac.
No, the Lincoln with the what were those doors? They're called. Damn it! What's the name of those doors? Come on, somebody help me out. I don't know. I love that Lincoln. The one that the 2 doors.
I thought it was a Cadillac.
No, it was a Lincoln, and he wanted because Lincoln had those 2 doors that closed together inward. They were called something, dude. I forgot. But anyway, he got that Lincoln, and so I think they offered like 300, and he went to 400, and then he also said and suicide doors. That's it, suicide doors. So he demanded that not only the 400,000, he then demanded the Lincoln with the suicide doors, and they were like, it was like, hey man, like
and some of the team members were a little,
they
were like, what's this guy?
The league was pissed.
But really, he was helping them out.
Of course,
he was elevating everybody's salary. They didn't get that at the point.
He was Tiger before Tiger, bro.
But you know what he did?
So that's where you have to give Joe a little extra credit for that, because he was he marketing all that stuff. It was only the Giants that were getting it, and all of a sudden the Jets with Joe Namath, they're on TV all over the place.
Have you seen the Haynes Hosiery commercials?
Yes,
recently.
Of course.
I saw him like a month ago. I was showing somebody, and you see the legs. He's got the Haynes Hosieries on, and he goes, and you don't see his face,
right?
And you hear him talking. If Haynes Hosieries can make my legs look this good,
right? Yeah.
Imagine how good they can make your legs.
Yeah.
And then you see Joe's ugly face, right?
Yeah.
Now, I love Joe Namath. I love him. I dearly. Right. He was an idol of mine, right? He is an idol. I still to this. I haven't.
I mean, dude, he's on the sidelines with a fur coat and sunglasses.
I have it,
bro.
I have that photograph. I'm going to bring it next week in my foyer in my house. that picture, because he is. Listen to this,
Joe Cool, dude.
He's sitting on the sidelines with a fur coat. It's a black and white photograph.
Yeah.
He has a credential tag. It's pink. That's the only thing that's pink in the photograph. Sitting next to him is a guy I know. Early Thomas was a defensive back played with my good friend Jim Catullo at Colorado State and played DB for the New York Jets, and he's sitting next to him. So I got my buddy's picture next to Joe Namath.
Historic picture.
Yeah, it's a very cool picture. But I will tell you something about Joe Namath. I love him. And so I hate to say this negative, but I'm pretty sure.
No, I can't stand the Jets, and I got nothing but love for Joe Namath, bro.
But I think in his career,
he meant a lot to football.
In his career, he had significantly more interceptions than touchdowns.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So, like it was.
I don't know if it's significant, but it is.
No, I think it's like 30 more.
Yeah.
I think it's like 180 to 210 or something like that.
His stats really don't.
They're horrible.
His stats really don't tell the whole story. That's the problem.
Yeah, he was like.
And that's where people have a problem with Joe.
And anyhow, so let's just hope this year. Getting back to you got the stats?
How much?
173 TD.
And
220 on interception.
173 to 220. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I
That's
think it was 50.
47 more,
50.
50, almost 50 more interceptions. And
I didn't think it was that bad.
And I'm idolizing the guy.
No,
he's a hero.
He was a badass.
Listen,
he was
you
badass.
go out on the meet. I don't even think anybody at Bet Sports really can understand a 19-point underdog.
Yeah.
And that underdog is cool as a cucumber and says, I guarantee we're going to win, and wins the game.
And they kicked ass.
God bless him. God bless him. Now, I mean, that's like pretty cool. That is about as cool as it gets.
That's why he is who he is, dude. You know, I always got to give him the props. And thank you all out there for the suicide doors. I appreciate it.
At any rate, back to the Dolphins. Let's just hope that Tua stays healthy.
It's up to him.
You know, we'll know. And by the fifth or
Just
sixth
don't
week,
do
we'll
stupid
know
shit.
what's
Just
going
don't
on.
do stupid shit,
Because
and you'll be fine.
But by the fifth or sixth week, we'll know if he's avoided collisions 5 or 6 times and he's in that mode.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a great point.
We could be sitting here at the 6th week and saying, holy crap. There's 2 or 3 times he could have got killed.
Right.
And he shouldn't have done that.
And
but
he's
he
playing
got
like
lucky.
he played 2 years ago.
Right. So let's just work it out.
But we got to hope also, is what I've been preaching, is that these idiots start running the ball a lot. And that's what they have to do. If they can outrun the ball a lot, that's going to be a problem for the offense, because that's just the way it goes, dude.
Now let's talk to your viewers here. Now next week we move to Tuesday.
Yes, we start Tuesdays. Next week it's Tuesdays at 2 now.
2, and we're going to
2
be
p.m. Tuesdays.
live from the casino downstairs at our table games. We're going to be sitting right on a game, either probably a heads-up hold'em game. We putting him in a dealer seat, or what are we doing in the center field?
Yeah, let him.
We got chairs.
Whatever he says.
You're going to be the highlight. You're either going to be in the dealer seat or the center seat, whatever.
Whatever he says, because I have no idea. It's got to. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to have some fun down there, and then we're going to go from 2 to 4, and then at 4 o'clock it goes right into bingo. So bingo will end, but your viewers let you know they can come on in and play bingo.
That's right.
At 4 o'clock, you can come in early at 3.
Every
watch
2
the
hours
show.
here, we're giving away $500.
The high low. Did you see that? The high low there was close.
We just did it right now.
I like these sound effects that Harold has. The that was a little bit. We got to get him a real sound effect. He's got a little. But we got these table games downstairs.
You know what you got to do? You gotta have the sound effects over there, and then when he says it, somebody clicks it from there.
We'll get a sound effect machine.
because they have control of the speaker.
Yes, over there he can do it. Yeah,
they can
plug it in.
Yeah.
Plug it in.
By the way, if you need help, that's the master there. He can set up all that kind of stuff for you.
So now another thing too is I will tell you, I've had lunch at Vicky Bakery at Hialeah Park.
I'm actually taking a pastelli home now.
I can tell you, I had the frita cubana, delicious.
Ooh, they're making fritas down there.
With the, it was like
if my daughter wasn't
burger.
cooking, I would actually.
With the onions on, it was delicious. I tell you, it was unbelievable.
All right.
Now, everybody seems to like the bistec, the steak sandwich. It seems like that's.
Pan con bistec, of course, bro.
Yeah, but con bistec, it's not Philadelphia cheesesteak. So I'm from, I'm from a different.
Well,
I'm from a different
monsters,
cheesesteak.
bro.
Did I tell you I'm from New Jersey? Right.
Well,
I don't know if I told you.
like
I didn't know if I
two
mentioned
different,
that.
but those are 2 different sandwiches.
But it's when they're translating con bistec. What is it called?
We're not comparing a roast beef to like a club sandwich.
It's a Cuban steak sandwich and a Philadelphia cheesesteak. Come on, it's like 2 different things.
True Fin fan says, Steve, if you're a Jets fan, Bimini is canceled.
No. I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Joe Namath fan. Please. I'm not a Jets fan. Please, I got to clarify. I guess I might have. That was a miscommunication. I just love Joe Namath.
Dougie Fresh goes, but Joe Namath was near 100% with the ladies. Interceptions, yeah, but he intercepted a lot of ass.
Yeah, he sure did. Listen, think about it. You have to understand something. I was 12 years old in 1969. Joe Namath predicts the 19-point underdog victory.
Yeah.
So he's my hero. He's a little ugly. I'm 12 years old. I look at the guy, he's ugly. And I said, wait a second. This is an ugly dude. I'm a little ugly. I got a shot. He's my hero. If ugly guys can get women and Joe's my hero, maybe I can.
Joe is getting
even maybe,
all the women.
So I always went with even a blind squirrel can get a nut once in a while. But so Joe was my hero. That summer, we land on the moon
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that's summertime.
Yeah.
And then we know what happened that fall? I watched every game. The New York amazing Mets went from last place to first place and won the World Series.
That's right.
1969.
Yeah.
That was
They were the young team. They
shaped
were
my life.
They were just free.
Casey Stengel.
Yeah, they were.
Gil Hodges was the coach. Gil Hodges, Ed Kranepool, Kenny Boswell,
Right.
Buddy Harrelson.
Right.
Third base is a trick question. Who played third base for the 1969 Mets? It's a very tricky question.
Most of us are not going to know.
Okay, but third base was they platooned every other game. Ed Charles and Wayne Red Garrett.
Yeah.
Two guys they played like 80 games each.
That's crazy.
Gil Hodges, you imagine doing that in today's baseball? There would be somebody like killing. So the agents would kill each other.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Cleon Jones in left field, Tommy Agee in center
There's
field.
been moments where teams have had to do that, where they've had to rotate players because they're either lefties or righties or something like that, and they're really bad the other way. So it's like a utility, like they have two utility players at that spot. I've seen that. I've seen that, but not for a whole season and not to get to a championship. There's
Do you know
no
who
way.
played right field for the amazing Mets?
It's usually bad teams that do that.
You know who played right field? The
What?
slowest outfielder ever to play the game. And I loved him.
Me?
Yeah. Well, no, he was a little later. Ron Swoboda. And
Swoboda.
why was Ron Swoboda so great? Because he was so slow that by the time he got to the ball, he had to dive
There.
and make the catch actually look kind of exciting.
It's
Everybody else just got there
it's the
faster.
opposite of Chucky Carr.
Yeah.
He was diving because he completely misjudged it and then started reacting late, and then he had to dive.
Anyhow. So,
And then he had to
I
dive.
had lunch at Vicky Bakery 2 of the last 3 days. Spectacular. Because I wanted your viewers to know something. This is Vicky Bakery, and we have all the bakery things, and all the pastelitos and the rum cake, whatever, and everything. But we also have a full lunch and light dinner menu. Bowls, sandwiches, it's just a whole nice menu. So Vicky will get mad when I say this, but it's Vicky Bakery. That's what it is. That's what it's called. But to me, it's like Vicky Bakery and Cafe. I didn't say that. Sorry, corporate Vicky. But really, it's got a little cafe.
Yeah,
flair
but
to it.
that's kind of like a normal bakery nowadays has to kind of have
a little bit of a lunch
more.
thing
Yeah.
and a light dinner thing. So it's
The
fantastic.
one right by my house, people are going there all the time to get
There's
other
a line
things.
there.
Breakfast.
Oh,
The one in my place serves breakfast, so there are people sitting
ha-
down at having full breakfast.
Big O. We open at 8:00 in the morning. There's a line at Vicky Bakery. I'm going to hats off to one of my casino floor people downstairs. He loves the breakfast burrito. John Garcia.
Right,
He's like, he should be the voice of Vicky
Yeah,
Bakery.
they do it in the one right by my house.
The
breakfast is huge.
It's a heck of a burrito.
And Saturdays at the one by my house, I don't go anymore.
Yeah,
I
nobody
can't
goes
go.
there anymore. It's too crowded.
Because when they say, "Oh, go get a cup," nah, dude, I'm not
Yogi
going
Bear.
at this time. I'm not doing it this time because it is a line, dude, and it's loaded. And then Saturday mornings is like really popular in that Vicky's Bakery.
Now, 2 more things, and then I got to run. But I got to tell you, we were just going over the calendar for August. I know I brought it up 2 or 3 times. I brought it up yesterday in a meeting. Everybody's eyes pucked out of their face. The red Corvette is really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. We've secured it. Hats off. It is just a great car. I'm telling you.
When are you going to bring it here?
Comes August 1st.
Okay. All right, good.
You
So I
wanna-
can take pictures and post it.
Yeah, man. You could be. We got to take a picture of you in it. Drive.
Well, when I'm driving away that night,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. Yeah, that night. Yeah, we'll do that.
That's what I'll do.
Oh, I think it's August. This. Oh,
I'm definitely going to be here for that one.
And just so you know,
I won't win it, but hey, I can try.
It's a good one. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And then the last
And
thing
by
is,
the way, if you want to enter the giveaway for the Corvette, it's when you play the machines. Every time you play a machine, you get an entry. So come on down, play a bunch of machines. They're really loose. You could win, and then you might win a vet.
and the last thing is, it's getting that time. Jersey guy is he's in training right now, learning all the things about the teams. It's a little more complex nowadays. He complains. He's trying to make it a little more complex. He's getting a little cocky. He had a good year, so now he's getting cocky, right? But we're getting ready. Sooner or later, we're not going to do preseason.
No, we don't do that. That's really for
We're not doing
degenerates.
preseason.
But
Come
but
on.
but
I'm not even gonna go to the
I want
preseason
him to
game.
have something for Notre Dame.
I will tell. Oh wow, Catholics versus convicts.
Right, it's
Catholics
a big one,
versus
bro.
convicts. It's a big one.
Plus, I'm really pumped about the Canes season.
Canes look good. Look, you were talking. I got to tell you, that quarterback they got, he looks better than people are giving him credit. I think he's going to be fine.
He's going to be terrific.
He's
they
from
can
Georgia.
run the hell out of the ball, and they'll protect him. He's
kid's
going to
good.
have, he'll be fine.
That kid's
fine. Right.
Yeah, but I think that kid's going to do fabulous here.
Any quarterback will do well here now.
I tell you, I think he has a year comparable to Cam's year.
I don't know if he'll be as.
I don't think he's going to be the Heisman. I think he's going to have comparable
right, but I
stats.
think he'll have good stats. Yeah,
I think he'll have comparable
they
stats.
They can block and they can run. They can dominate. Oh, they got shooken up there. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyhow, so I just wanted to sign out, but
all right,
we have a lot of good things happening here.
Always,
lots of good things.
Always,
Vicky Bakery, table games downstairs. Sports betting is starting again. Well, I mean, look, it's still going on right now. You can bet all the baseball you want, all the basketball when it was basketball.
Hey, the Marlins are winning, man.
Luckily, they've
they won enough to screw my bet up for 100 losses.
What's funny is they started winning when you guys started doing
the loss. Yeah, when they lose. Yeah, we helped them. We put the Maloikis on them. When on a Friday when they would lose, we would double the high hand.
Right.
And they were losing all these Fridays, and then all of a sudden they start winning.
Yeah.
And nobody's getting double high hands.
Yeah, they've had a great 45 days.
They have, and we started about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Literally. So we had to change the mojo a little. So we have some power here to change the mojo of the Miami Marlins.
It's a great dynamic. It's a great dynamic because players understand that the only way to get out of there is to play your way out of there.
Yeah, exactly. If I play good enough, somebody's going to
play
want me.
right, somebody they'll trade you because they're not going to pay you, so they'll trade you. So
Anyhow,
there you go.
Next week, Tuesday at 2, be there or be square.
All right.
We're gonna have an awesome time downstairs, and maybe you'll have a play a couple hands.
By the way, did you take any Bitcoin dips at all yet?
I haven't purchased. I told you I went a little nuts and I bought something.
I know.
But
But
it kind of like it drained my bank account. To be
I was
honest,
just wondering here on this little dip if you just kind of took advantage.
Listen, I don't know. I told you, but I'm from Jersey, right? And the Jersey Shore is a big deal, and so I did some stuff in Jersey that that set up for the summer. And I spent a lot of money.
It says Pat in Asheville says, tell Steve he's looking good enough, he's smart enough, and dog nagget, we like him.
Dog nag, I like it. Thank you. What is that? Asheville?
Pat in Asheville, North
Carolina.
Beautiful Asheville.
Beautiful area. Yeah, beautiful. Matter of fact,
Asheville's an awesome city.
When I was in Atlantic City, we used to have a junket airplane come from Asheville. Great people. Great.
Oh yeah,
boy,
North
they
Carolina.
like to gamble too.
Yeah,
North Carolina. They like to gamble.
North Carolina is good people,
they like
man.
to gamble, man.
Good people.
They
Beautiful state.
Yeah, it's nice.
Especially, I really like the western part of the state.
Yeah, it's prettier.
Yeah,
right? It's prettier, and
I really like the western part. But yeah, good people there. I like that state.
All right, guys.
All right,
we'll see
good
you.
man.
Take care.
Appreciate
Be
you.
good.
The
See
great
you next week.
Steve Calibro here at Hialeah Park. And if you want to get in on the the Corvette giveaway, get confused. Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, a Chevy Lightning. Boats, Bitcoin, gold, everything, bro. They give away. But the vet, if you want to win the vet, come on out here and hit the slot machines and you'll get the entries. The great Steve Calibro. Thank you. Appreciate all of you out there as always. What else did we get to on the show? Let me get to a little music. We always do that. Let me get to that right now. Get to the birthdays. First of all, musicians' birthdays today on July 24th. Who was born today, July 24th? All right, let's go. Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, born in 1970 on this date. Paul Geary from Extreme, born in 1961, the drummer. This one's Graham Lear, drummer with Gino Vanelli. I just want to stop and tell you what I feel about you, babe. All right, let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Man, this is kind of weak. Jim Armstrong, guitarist with Van Morrison, born in 1944. That's about it. Kind of a weak list for musicians today. All right, let's go with other famous people born on this day. Remember, if I don't give an age, that means sadly they have passed away. Might have been a little bit ago. Amelia Earhart, the aviator, historian, born in 1897. Woman is a legend. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays today. Comedian Gallagher, smashing them watermelons, born in 1946. Actress Linda Carter, perfection, born in 51. She's 74 today. I'm telling you, perfection. Hall of Famer Karl Malone, born in 63. He's 62. Barry Bonds, born in 64. He's 61. Kadeem Hardison, born in 65. He's 60. Musician Kristen Chenoweth, born in 68. She's 57. Actress Laura Lighton, born in 68. She's 57. Nayib Bukele, your favorite dictator, the coolest dictator, born in 81. He's 44. That's what he calls himself. Actress Elizabeth Moss, born in 82. She's 43. Sean Stanley, do we have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Zack Sabre Jr. turns 38. Tucker is 35. Masatora Yasuda is 26. MJ Jenkins turns 34. Kosei Fajita is 23. Greg Hamilton, 46. Braden Ray turns 26. Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits is 35. And the lovely Tori Wilson, she turns 50 on July 24th, 2025.
All right, let's move over and let's find out what happened today in music history. Let's start it off in 1964, where a riot broke out during a Rolling Stones gig at the Empress Ballroom in seaside resort town of Blackpool after Keith Richards aimed a kick at a rude audience member who was spitting at the group. 2 policemen and 30 fans were injured, and damage was estimated at more than 4,000 pounds, about $6,200. In 65, Bob Dylan charted for the first time as an artist in U.S. with Like a Rolling Stone. Entered at number 1, a handful of his songs had already been hits, covered by other artists, most notably 63, Peter, Paul, and Mary's version of Blowing in the Wind. In 78, on this date, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band opened and tanked hard. Savaged by critics, it barely broke even at the box office and became a legendary Hollywood flop despite appearances by Peter Frampton, the Bee Gees, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, Tina Turner, and others. The movie did produce a handful of notable Beatles covers, however, such as Earth, Wind, and Fire's Gotta Get You in My Life. And I remember seeing that movie in a Miami Beach theater, and it wasn't the Cameo. God, I forgot the name of the one that I saw it in. It wasn't the Cameo. It was another one that was a couple of blocks before the Cameo. The Cameo is like on what, like maybe 11th or 10th Street or 12th Street. It might have been somewhere on 5th. I forgot the name of that theater, but I remember specifically seeing that Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band movie in that one right there. In 82, Survivor started a 6-week run on number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Eye of the Tiger. Taken from the film Rocky III, the song was written by Survivor guitarist Frankie Sullivan and keyboardist Jim Peterick and was recorded at the request of Sylvester Stallone after Queen denied him permission to use Another One Bites the Dust. Fun fact, Eye of the Tiger was originally made for the movie The Karate Kid, as the director of both Rocky and The Karate Kid, John G. Avildsen, planned to use the song for a fighting montage towards the end of the feature. Avildsen opted to use You're the Best by Joe Esposito for the montage instead. What a journey. How about that? I never knew that, by the way. In 93, U2 started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. album charts with Zooropa, the band's 4th U.S. number 1. Meanwhile, the U.S. singles charts, UB40 started a 7-week run at number 1 with their cover, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. UB40's got that annoying voice. In 2000, NSYNC had the number 1 single with It's Gonna Be Me. In 2007, Yeah Yeahs released their 3rd EP, It Is. It featured Down Boy and 10 by 10. And in 2019, Queen's iconic Bohemian Rhapsody video reached 1 billion views on YouTube, a new record for one of the band's videos. The milestone made it the first pre-1990s video to reach 1 billion views on the platform. Bohemian Rhapsody was also named as the most Googled song of 2018. And there you go. And that's what happened today in Musica history. And Bitcoin is hanging around the 119 area. I got 118,800, pretty much, 791. Yes, and we talked about it. RIP to the Hulkster. What else? What else do we have? Anything else on the Dolphins front that I talked about? Nope. Any other breaking news that I came across? Nothing new? Okay. All right. All righty, folks. We appreciate you all. Remember, we're going to be back here starting on Tuesdays now at 2 o'clock. That's the new time, new day of the week, new time, Tuesdays, 2 to 4. Okay? So we'll be out here. We thank, of course, the great Sean Stanley. We thank Mr. Brunetti. As always, thank you, sir, for being a longtime sponsor of our show. Been with us for, like 20 years and been with every day with us on this platform for 5 years, and we appreciate it immensely. Thank you. Thanks to all of our amazing sponsors. Without Welton Rayom, Caneswear, R&M Contractors, Sloman's, Laser Eye Center of Miami, Toyota of Hollywood, Acura Pembroke Pines, Hialeah Park here, BigCheeseMiami.com, Moody's Dental, Subaru of Pembroke Pines. So many great sponsors, and without them, we don't survive. Without you tuning in, hitting that like button, making donations, visiting our sponsors. And remember, at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, you get $500 off when you mention our name. So make sure if you're looking to buy or lease an amazing vehicle, mention our name and get $500 off. We shall see you tomorrow morning live from Acura of Pembroke Pines at 10 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.